Cool. All right. So welcome, everyone. I am super excited. Today, we are so blessed to have Jesse. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kalsi.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And today is just a totally blessed day. It's gorgeous out here in Las Vegas. And although your screenshot behind you is just a screenshot, it looks gorgeous there too. So welcome to Messages from the Universe. This is Jesse Kalsi. He's the numbers guy. And you know what's funny is I used to have a company called All About the Numbers Dummy.
Really?
Yeah, it was AAND. Yeah, and
interesting.
Yeah. So
oh, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah. And actually it was a real estate, it was my real estate holding company.
Whoa.
So, yeah. I see
Excellent.
you've got a real estate background too.
Yeah, I'm a broker as well. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So, so a little bit about Jesse before we dive in. He's a world-renowned AstroNumerologist, and from my understanding, that's a little bit different than any other kind of numerology, right? It's a little bit more.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a little different. It is.
So, so he'll share that with us, and he's written a book called All About Numbers, as well as the power of home numbers, right?
That's right. Yes. Yes.
So I haven't read that book yet, but I definitely think that will be useful to figure out where a lot of people are moving right now because of what's happening in the world. So
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So well, actually, this is awesome too, because I read about this in your book, that you've consulted thousands of people and affected the lives of many positively. His clients include prominent business people and extremely successful communication and entertainment companies. Jesse has appeared on many radio and television shows in the US and has a unique perspective on numerology and has amazed his audiences.
Oh.
So I'm looking forward to you amazing us today.
Thank you.
So Jesse, can you tell us a little bit about your background, like what you were doing, and then how you had this awakening or realization of what your life purpose was?
Oh, great question. So, my background was the Indian military, and my father served the Indian Air Force, and my brother also served the Indian Armed Forces, and some other relatives as well. So that was my background primarily. And so what happened was I came to the United States quite some years ago, and I remember one time, I was posted in a forward defensive locality up in J&K, which is Kashmir now. It's always very sensitive and always trouble there. I've been there for years and years, and I suddenly felt that I was not in the right place, because I had no business to be holding weapons and doing what people in the military do.
You didn't feel comfortable doing that, or what?
I didn't. Yeah, I suddenly felt it was not the right thing to do. You start firing weapons and guns on people, right? It's not a good thing. So everything changed, right? And then besides that, the political situation in India was changing as well, and I belong to a minority community, right? So it all happened, and then so I was lucky to be, my resignation was accepted by the government of India, and then after that I came to the United States. So here, like most immigrants, how it is, how you start and how we all struggle, same, right? So it was hard some years, but I had this very basic knowledge of numbers at that time, and as I was butting heads around here in Northern California, right? I started, or something guided me, or something told me that, go with this number or try this number, as if I was being guided and told, right? And that's how that very basic information that I had gradually started developing, And I remember at that time I'd finished my flight school in Texas. I was a flight instructor here in Hayward, and then soon after I thought I'll maybe make a few more pennies, and I became a real estate agent, and then a real estate broker, and it kept growing, right? But at that time, it was more.
Like, what got you into real estate?
Say again?
How did you end up stopping off at real estate?
No, I haven't stopped off. No, I'm still actively. My license is current.
Yeah.
I'm a broker here in the state of California, and but what has happened in the last some years, I've got with my books coming out, and I know I've got more busy doing AstroNumerology, right? But I still have clients all over the place, and my wife is actively involved in the same process of property, and she's an agent as well. So I am still in the business, right? But and I have people calling me from all over the world that I've known in the past. I've dealt in the past with them about home numbers and all that. So yeah, I'm still an active broker. So that's what happens. And then gradually, as things kept changing with time, right? And the truth is that I have learned a lot from the people God sent me. You know how it is. They come to you and they ask you questions. Everybody has a new question and this and that, and they basically improved me, or they taught me. They just kept picking me up, right? And then about 2000, I remember one of my clients. She came, and then she was the one who happened to call a radio station in San Francisco, which was then run by Bonnie Colleen, and it was called Seeing Beyond. It was a morning show. It was very popular. And that's how my media started, right? She just called me and said, I've heard this about you, and why don't you come on my radio station? And so from there, I just kept going and going and going, right?
Yeah.
First book came, second book came, and all that. But I'm very grateful for, all that I've been blessed with. So, and then I can talk about AstroNumerology a little bit too. Like numbers, there are all kinds of concepts of numbers. We have a system here in the West. We have something by the Greek, the Pythagorean. We have the system in the Far East, India, Chaldean, the Chinese system, and so many systems, right? But what I practice is the Kelden Code, which is, and what that does is that is the Vedic tradition, and that connects numbers and planetary energy. That's how it works, right? See, just one example, number 8, right? Number 8. You'll see here, everyone around number 8. Oh, number 8, so lucky, this, that, right? Number it in your bag, or put it outside your door. But just that number 8, I can tell you, is represented by planet Saturn, right? And Saturn is a cold planet.
It doesn't. Is it what kind of planet?
Cold.
Oh, it's Saturn, a cold planet. Okay.
Slow. It takes time, and it doesn't work with everybody. You see, it doesn't work with everybody. See, like number 1 is the energy of Sun, or 2 is Moon, or 3 is Jupiter, 4 is Uranus, 5 Mercury, 6 Venus, and that's how it goes. 7 Neptune, 8 is Saturn, and 9 is Mars. So that's how we associate them, right? And then as these numbers keep adding up, it get more and more complicated. Now, see, I give you one example. So for example, you're in the business of property too, right? So say, for example, there's certain numbers, like numbers 1s and 8s, I always talk about them. 1 and 8 are contradicting numbers, right? Because 1 is Sun and 8 is Saturn. Though
Wait, so explain to us why those are contradicting.
Okay, so traditionally what happens is Sun and Saturn, which is 1 and 8, they are father and son as per Vedic tradition. So 1 is light and 1 is darkness, and they never got along, right? So they always kind of oppose each other. They always oppose each other, right?
So the moon's not dark. It's Saturn is the darkness.
Yeah. Moon is not dark. We don't consider moon dark. No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't. So say for them, just one small example. So for example, someone is living in a house number 108, right? 0 is an amplifier, or 18 or 81, something like that, where Sun and Saturn come together, right? So what typically happens in a place like this, you'll find things like, cuts, injuries, accidents, family court, legal trouble, separation, all comes straight to the door. But you could excel as a medical professional. You could be doing great as a law enforcement person, but these things will come and stand on your door, right? And so it is very important to understand these energies and to, and there's a technique that I use is called number patching, by which what we do is we use another number, which is kind of more with your number code, to a small energy, a smaller number, with those numbers to shift the vibe, to shift the energy, which I've done for many years, called number patching. Is my technique. So things like that. That's just one example, right? Just one example of how it comes on homes, how it comes on homes.
So you do number patching to kind of make up for a challenging number for somebody's home?
Yes, harmonizing the energy. See, because this information is about, it's about harmonizing energy. I don't call it predictive numerology, but it's more about harmonizing, correcting the energy, balancing the energy, right? And so once you balance your vibration, right, with the way you write your name, or the way the name of a business is written, right, or whatever appears outside your business door or your home or your website, or I mean, wherever it appears, right? It's constantly vibrating. It's constantly moving, right? See, like turquoise looks so beautiful in you. Turquoise is the energy of Venus, right? Turquoise is one stone.
Yeah.
Turquoise is one stone that balances many energies. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's good then.
yeah,
I should wear turquoise more often.
yeah. Turquoise balances.
Doesn't matter what my name is. Does it?
No, this is a semi-precious stone, but turquoise balances many energies. Many heavy planets, right, will be balanced by turquoise. And all Uranus is a stone of abundance and good luck, right? The native Indians love it. And I like it too. So I'm wearing one too, see, all the time. I've worn this one ever since I came to the States,
Wow.
Can you imagine? Ever since I went to a gem show one time here in San Mateo, and I like this. The gentleman there was in a store was selling this, right? So I asked him, "Can I like that a lot." He said, "Oh, you take it, and I'll give it to you."
Awesome.
Yeah, and so ever since this stuck to me, and I always keep it on, and I consider this my good luck, right? So that's how they work. Just for one example, that's more like Venus energy is very nice. So this is again harmonizing, yes.
If you have does your home address, is it impacted by, because you mentioned like 108, if the person's a physician, then that's actually a good number. Like, does it matter what kind of career you're in as well?
Yes. So 108, I will just give you one example. 108 is about law enforcement and people working in hospitals and all that. But that doesn't mean that the physician is going to have a happy married life, you see. He might be good as a surgeon or whatever he do, right? But that relationship, is going to be constantly conflicting inside that space,
Yeah.
The Sun and Saturn are colliding, There'll be hospital visits, there could be sudden accidents, and then again, what happens, it all depends, the way your name is pronounced, or the energy of the name, or what phone numbers you have, and your bank accounts, and the color of your car, and everything else that comes with it, right? That energy starts vibrating and picks up too. So that's how that goes, And then there's another example about number fives and number nines. I've talked about it in my book as well. See, 5 and 9, which is Mercury and Mars, they also it's very sinking, very tricky combination. They go slip up and down very quickly. And a lot happened this year and with 5 and 9s, right? This year, right?
Yeah.
So now if you look at, I'll give you one example, right? Now, Bitcoin, right? So, okay, let me say first, I am not a financial consultant. I'm just talking about only numbers only. See, the energy of Bitcoin, I talked in my book as well. See, Bitcoin has the energy of Mercury, which is 25, it's the number 5. So Mercury is fluctuating. It's like a thermometer, right? It goes up and down, up, down. It's always like that. That's Mercury. And then what happens is Mercury stabilizes. It works very well with Saturn, right? Now, if you looked at Bitcoin this year, right? I mean, all year has been up and down, and people are, buying and selling and confused, right? But see, and now the month of November, it dipped. You know why? Because number 9, Mars rules the energy of most of November. So when Bitcoin touched Mars, it sank down, right? And so it happened in some other parts of the year too. But what happens now, as it moves forward, right? As it gradually moves forward past the 15th of December, just watch, it'll just connect. You know why? Because planet Saturn is going to slowly come in, and Mercury and Saturn connect, So Mercury and Saturn connect, and just watch, once Mercury holds Saturn, which is Bitcoin, it'll go zip, it'll climb right up. Okay, now I'm saying this based on numbers only. I'm not a financial consultant.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you the principle of Mercury and Saturn, how it's going to happen, right? It's kind of slowly going to connect. Then there are certain numbers like, number 1s, right? One's a pretty strong number, but number 1s are always happy with more number 1s, in relationships or business partnerships and all that. It works more like that. The number 2s are more with the number 7s, always works.
Always what?
They always connect very well.
2s and 7s connect well?
Yes, always very well.
So explain how you come up with if somebody's a 2 or a 7, though.
Is it
based on their name or based on their birth date?
Yeah, what we do is we look at the date of birth, right? And then we calculate a code from there. So we look at the day you're born, and then we say what the compound energy is, right? And then we say what month you're born, right? I mean, say, for example, if you're a Cancerian, right? You're ruled by the energy of moon, right? and moon is the number 2. That energy comes in. Or if it comes on your date of birth, again, it comes for 2. And then connecting that further, number 11, right, is a master number, but a lot of people say, oh, 1 + 1, 2, right? And I've known a lot of intuitives, right? They'll say, oh, they'll tell their clients, right, go stay in a master number 11, and they stay in those 11s too. And that's the reason why most of them struggle with money, because number 11 does not work well with money. And if it is not your code, right, again, it'll hit your relationship. Absolutely.
So number 11 doesn't work well with, say that again, with certain people, or just homes?
No, if it is on your date of birth, if you balance a number 11 on your date of birth with more Neptune, number 7 energy, number 7.
So like, let's use mine for example, if we could. So my digits are 923. Do you add up all the digits? Because I think that's 14.
So September the 23rd, that's September, October. So you have a lot of, beginning, so that's pretty strong numbers actually, 9 and 23, just from the basic. So August and September the 23rd. So you pretty much, from there, you step into October, which is Venus. So you have Mercury and Venus kind of both, which is really good actually. So what is the number outside your house?
That's 923. That's the number.
Oh, that's your number. Okay.
That's my house number, not my birthday.
And what day and month are you born?
June.
What day of June?
16th.
15th?
16. 1/6.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So so there's a lot of mystery about you. You're very mysterious.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not that mysterious, but most people can't figure me out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Can't figure you out. So 923. So what happens is the 923 on a home number, right? So this energy would pretty much work for 5 years.
Okay.
So if it goes more than 5 years, like a wheel of fortune, is going to climb up and it's going to go down.
Okay.
So I
wasn't planning on staying here for a lifetime, that's for sure.
No, don't stay here. How long have you been here?
For about 2 years now.
Excellent. That's good time. So give it another 2.5 years. That's it.
Get ready to move in. Yeah. Okay.
2.5 years. You know what will happen? You'll maximize it. You'll climb the wheel, you'll climb the wheel right here. And then let it go.
Okay.
And
awesome.
You'll be really happy when you leave, right? You'll be, financially, you'll be really good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So then, but I'll have to get a session with you to find out where I'm supposed to go to next, right?
Yeah, if you want to, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So 16th, then you said, okay, so 16th of June, you said, right?
June, yeah.
So June the 16th here, we're going to look at the basic here. So June the 16th is, June the 16th is 5 + 2 is 7, and 1 + 1 is 2 and 7. So 2 and 7 again is very intuitive, very good. Your intuition is very good. Intuition is really good. You're very good.
My intuition is good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Do you read people too? A little bit. Yeah, you do. You can read people, right? You can tell. If you go with inner calling, you're always right. You can gauge people, right? You can gauge people really well. Water again is very good for you. Water, the element of water, and being close to water. Yeah, I think close to water would be really good.
Yeah, well, I'm in Nevada, so I'm about 4 hours away from water. I mean, there's Lake Mead out here, but
that's water too. That's a water body, which is, it's close to any water body is always very good for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's really good.
Well, that's good to know. So I want to understand, like, what's number one, people can get your book to at least learn about this, right?
Yes.
How to use this. But if they actually want to do a session with you, where would they go to have you do their numbers?
They can go to my website and they can book an appointment from there. I normally do a lot of Zoom sessions, all the time on a daily basis. So they can contact me for that. And
awesome. So can you explain what the difference between, because I think in the Asian cultures, the number 8 is supposed to be a positive number, right? It's means abundance or money or something or luck or.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's how it's pronounced. See, what happens, number 8 in the Vedic tradition, right? 8 is represented by the planet Saturn. And like I said earlier,
Right.
Saturn's kind of cold and moves very slowly. Now, if you already have 8 on your code, like you're born on an 8, or you have a lot of 8 energy, right? Don't get more on number 8. It's not good. It'll block you. Number 8 works best with, numbers like 1 or 3 or 1, 3, 5, 6. These numbers. This is where you have to stay all your life. The moment you step out of that, and you make, what will happen then is instantly you'll make a wrong relationship, a wrong personal relationship, or you get into a wrong business partnership all the time.
Oh no. Because I used to have a phone number for my business that was 254-0888. And I thought that was such a great number and I was going to be so lucky. But that was when the market crashed. So that wasn't exactly the luckiest.
No, 8 won't work for you.
It was not good for me. Okay.
Number 2 and 7. See, the number 7 would work really well for you. 7. Which means a cat's eye. I know a cat's eye is a crystal. Cat's eye is very mysterious. Cat's eye also works on the root chakra foundation, So a cat's eye would work magically. It would be very good for making a lot of money too. And
you mean the stone, the cat's eye stone?
Yeah, the cat's eye crystal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, try a cat's eye, it'll be very good for you. Very good. Mysteriously protect you and, create business opportunities, create more wealth for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
7, cat's eye. I'm gonna go get some today.
Yeah. Cat's eye. Very good for you.
I'm super excited about that. So let's turn the conversation to a little bit more about current events. And I don't know if you want to start with the numbers for Trump, or you were mentioning some other things going on in the world before we started. So.
Yeah, we talked about President Trump in this book. We talked about his numbers and all that. And President Trump has a lot of Venus energy. His Venus energy is really strong, and then Venus with Jupiter is very strong too. And then he's a Gemini, and then he has all Mercury too. So he's got some very strong numbers, very strong business numbers. Very, very strong. He's kind of very direct, and he's this chakra opens up so quickly is because of Mercury energy. He's always on his feet, he can answer any question. He's alert and smart, right? So that is his energy, What happened was he entered his Jupiter year just about last year when, this election slipped out of his hand, because what happens is the energy of Jupiter, which is number 3, doesn't work very well with Mercury. Mercury is the day when he was, that date which surrounds him, date he's born and the planets that surround him. And that's the reason why this, all this happened. And then, he had to be, he had another, President Biden prevailed, right? So that was the reason then. But as we, he'll be strong though, he'll be very strong, and then he'll be very strong with whatever he does, and his voice will always be there to be heard, right? But what comes up in some years, I'm not very sure that he's going to come back.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask about that, because a lot of people think that he still has some power at the moment, and there's a lot of interesting theories at this time.
Yeah, but I don't feel that as we move forward, right? As time changes, 1 year, another year, it'll change. Yeah. It'll change, and I think he'll have maybe he'll be in a different space with different business.
He even said at one point that he's going to be back sooner than we think.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants that, but energetically, right?
What's that?
Energetically, the energy is a little different right now, right? So it is. Yeah. So yeah, and then we also talked about this gentleman, the world famous Elon Musk, right? We talked about his numbers too, and Elon Musk, he's always in the news with all these inventions and so much happening, right? But then, Steve, I'll tell you one other thing about numbers, right? 28 is one very interesting number. 28 date of births, I've always seen that they have many relationship problems, right? They always, they lie or they cheat their partners, or they get caught, and they are,
Wait, that's Elon Musk's number is 28?
Yeah. Elon Musk. Right.
Okay.
So that's, it's like that. Right? I think that energy also came with this gentleman who is a Microsoft guy, So he has a date of birth too. I guess he got dumped as well. So that 28 energy on a date of birth has to be managed very carefully, because they always tend to be a little sneaky. They'll go here and there and they'll try to trick you.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's not surprising. I don't know what to make of that guy, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. So and yeah, they get caught all the time too. They're not very good at doing that either. But then this is how it comes, that when I tell you why, because the number 2 and the number 8, right? Again, so we talked about 1 and 8 earlier. 2 and 8 are not compatible either, because 2 is moon and 8 is Saturn, right? So moon and Saturn also do not connect well together. So say, for example, if someone is born, born as a number 8, we talk number 8, right? And then you turn 19, which means you're entering your 20th year, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so that whenever 2 comes in that cycle, it's always not good. And a prime example of that is President Biden, right?
Wait, so Biden is also a 28?
No. I'm talking about number 2 and 8 in another way. Just breaking it up, breaking the number 2 and the number 8 separately. So number 2 and number 8, right? So when they come together, they are not good, because the number 2 is moon energy and number 8 is Saturn energy, and moon and Saturn, even astrologically, ask anybody, never get along. So say, for example, someone is born or has an 8 date of birth, right? An 8 date of birth, right? And then you are about to enter your moon cycle, which means you turn 19, right? And you enter your 20th year, right? Or you turn 28 and you enter your 29th year. So these periods, with moon and Saturn are very tricky. And be very careful. It's much like, when someone's going to pull the carpet under your feet, it's like that. Yeah, it's much like what happening with President Biden right now. So he has a 20th date of birth, November the 20th. It has just happened recently. And then he turned 79, which means he entered his 80th year, 8, right? With the 2, he entered his 80th year.
When you turn 79, you're actually entering your 80th year?
Yes, that's how you look at it. You count the year you're entering.
Okay, yeah.
That's how we do it, right? So, but he has that energy of moon there too. And he enters his 80th year, which is a very
Do we even know if that's the real Biden?
Yeah. But it's not a good time now. As it has begun, right? The cycle from now to his next birthday, it's not good at all.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously there's a theory that he's going to be knocked out soon as well. So
yeah. But I'm speaking on basically on the principle of numerology,
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying he may not be.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
They might coincide that's not going to be a good year for him, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what I mean. It can happen in many ways, right? You like you said.
So what about generally, like just looking at 2022? Can we take a look at an overall?
Yeah. See, 2022 is going to be a much, much better year.
Yay!
Oh,
I think everybody will be happy to hear about that.
Of course, it's going to be a much, much better year,
Yeah.
And I think it's more about women power, Is women are going to rise, Women are going to rise in power and position and money and authority and control all over the place, We women. Women power. Venus is going to be strong energy. The color blue, is a good color for this coming year. Wearing more blue or blue cars and all that be very an excellent year, and more money will flow. It'll also be very good for travel, the travel business, airline, hotel industry, with more money being used, more fashion, and these things are going to come in, right? But the situation with COVID, right? COVID has 4 energy. 4 kind of collides with the number 6. So this will drag through this year, And
we're still going to have more.
Not more, but it'll be there. But it'll be, but it won't kind of completely subside. But it's going to be lingering there. You know how it is. We'll have it going, but at the same time, Venus being, in a stronger position would, all these shortages of money flow will also increase. Business is going to get better. So overall, a much, much better year for the whole world.
Well, that's fantastic because, today's the day that the U.S. government anyway is supposed to decide whether they're going to increase the debt ceiling yet again.
Uh-huh.
And again, theoretically, people are saying that our whole economy is going to potentially collapse. And, with the dollar, I think it was 40% of the dollars were made in the last 18 months.
Yeah, inflation is very high. Yeah, the inflation. Yes. But it's a year of recovery. It'll be, things will change, and it'll shift, and it'll be a breather. We'll breathe better than this year.
Yeah.
But women are going to be really important this year. They're going to be right on top.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's been something that has been talked about for a long time, that feminine energy, that there was, it was time to balance the masculine and feminine energy. And there's been a lot kind of leading up to that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm going to flip subjects a little bit.
Okay.
So in Sweden, I mean, they've been talking about the chip implant. And so I don't know if there's any numbers that could be done on that, but I find that kind of fascinating, that it's kind of biblical. And I think it's odd that people don't recognize that.
Yeah. So the energy of Sweden is very strong, actually. Are you from there?
No, I just, it's been out there recently. I think that this nanotechnology, where they implant a chip in the actual hand, has been around for quite some time.
Yes. Nano, they've been researching nano for many years.
Yeah.
And the nano, and so you talk about nano in Sweden, right?
Yeah, and I want to also talk about the metaverse.
Yeah, the metaverse. Yeah, meta. So the popular word is meta, right? Meta. That's very strong too.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good. When I see that little fake, it's not even an infinity symbol. It's like a false infinity symbol.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right there.
It makes my stomach, my tummy turn.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right on that one. And so Sweden has a lot of sun energy, right? But the energy of sun is so there's some like misunderstanding, There's some with nano and Sweden. Now they both have, so nano has Mars energy, and Mars is fire, and Mars is compatible with sun, which is Sweden, right? So, and the year coming up is 2022, so 6. So number 6 will flow well with nano, but with Sweden, it's a little, it comes and goes like that, right? You know how it is? So it holds and it goes, it holds and it goes. It's that kind of energy. So, but I'd say more the following year, it's like more 2023,
That they're going to really implement that there?
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah, I mean, 2023 would be better.
Well, what about in the United States? And can we combine like United States with 2022?
US is very good.
Yeah.
2022 and the United States is really good. US is popularly called US is number 9, goes very well with 2022. And then United States of America has the energy of Mercury, and Mercury and Venus get along really well. And then people call it America, which is 17, Saturn also gets along with Venus very well. So all the numbers that the US has been represented by are all flowing very well with 2022.
Awesome. So does that mean they'll eventually take away some of these mandates?
I hope so. I think so. I think they will. I think, things will kind of calm down. See, now, if you see recently this new virus that came from South Africa, right? And the reaction has not been that, oh, let's shut down. No, they're saying, no, we can work with it. See, we will work with it. See, there's no shutdown. We'll work with it. I mean, you know how the reaction has not been that intense like last year. Shut down, no. So you're going to work with it.
Well, I have to share a joke that I saw somebody post about it. I think it's the most hilarious thing that you here in Nevada, they still have the mandates, and you walk into a restaurant. Sometimes they require you wear it. Sometimes they don't say anything to me. But then you go into the dining room and nobody has one on. Like, so it's somehow safe in that area, but it's not safe when you walk in the front door. It's kind of like having a pee section in a swimming pool. Like it's okay to pee over here, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I agree with you. Yeah.
Where's the logic there?
That's a good analogy, actually. It's like you contaminate it anyway. You go here or you go there, but you can do it here. Yeah, I like that. That's an excellent analogy. Yeah.
So Ron's asking about Melania Trump.
Yeah, interesting. Melania Trump. Yeah, I think we talked about Melania in the book as well. And Melania, let me sort of find her here, someplace where I have wrote about Melania. Melania's numerology is very in touch with her dad. She is. I'm just trying to find out her date of birth again because I wrote about her, and she's somewhere in this book here. So Melania Trump's energy was really good. She has a lot of Mercury energy, and that Mercury energy connects very well with her dad. I mean, and again, business energy is really, really good with her, and yeah, so she is very good numbers. Her numerology is really good. And let me see if I can find her somewhere. Melania Trump is somewhere here in my book, and I guess John has to buy the book and look at the numbers.
Yeah, we got to buy it. You guys got to buy the book.
Yeah, it's in my book. I talked about her numbers. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Mercury, but I remember Mercury. Very good, very good.
So, if Biden's going to have not a good year this year, and next year is going to be even worse for him, and he gets knocked out, and let's say Kamala does take his place, what's Kamala's? How would that impact the U.S. if she were to? I don't think that would happen though.
Yeah, her energy, honestly, I find it weak as well. Her energy is, it's very interesting that both President Biden and Kamala Harris, they both share a 20 on the date of birth, right? 2020, and they were sworn on her 20th as well. This year, that's how they all, so that comes very strong. So what happens is the number of the White House, which is 1600, right? 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, connects well with the number 2, right? So that's why both 20s, right? That's what President Biden's kind of.
But wait a minute, like he's been filming on a set. Haven't you seen that?
Yes, recently.
Actually, in the White House.
Yeah. So for him, that energy, right, connects. The tripping point right now is what he's entered, right? What he's got into. His life cycle is taken him in a dangerous place. But
we don't really know where he's living, because doesn't that impact things too? Like the
number
of the.
Of course. You know where he's living. Absolutely.
I still don't understand why they would be filming him on a set if he was actually living.
White House. Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. Maybe somewhere else. Nobody knows that, right? Nobody knows that, and we don't know that. And I'm sure the administration knows where he is.
Yeah, only the closest. I think Peppermint Patty knows.
Yeah. Or maybe Jen Psaki knows.
Yeah. Should we look at Jen Psaki?
Yeah. I really like her attitude, when she comes in, the way she talks, and she says, "Oh, I'll circle back to you."
Yeah, circle back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's circling, and
I did a spoof song on Old McZucker had a farm, EIEIO. And where he merged with Jen. With a circle back here and a circle back there, everywhere a circle there, however that song goes. Old McZucker had a farm. With some censorship here and some censorship there. Here a censor, there a censor, everywhere a censor. Anyway. All right, so we looked at Melania. I don't know. So somebody's asking, would you mind doing one address?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, actually, it looks like it's the same one. I don't know if maybe you're making a joke about 1600 Pennsylvania. 1600 Transylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a joke.
Yeah, but,
So
but then,
what's it, 1600
sorry.
mean again though? How do you add them up on that one
No,
or
no, no.
you
16,
don't?
first we look at, see what happens is 1600.
Yeah.
See, like I said, 16 is a very, on a date of birth, there are some very famous people with the 16 date of birth. This famous Indian movie star, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, he has 11 date of birth, right? But his name adds up to a 16. So 2 and 7 connect. That's how the numbers work, right? 2 and 7 connect really well, right?
Okay.
So, but what happens is 16 on a residence, right? It has the energy of 1, which is Sun, and 6, which is Venus, right? So 1, 6, and 2 zeros are amplifiers. So 16, on homes can be deceiving, they can be deceiving. It's like trickery and deception, and that energy would kind of constantly come out, right? So what is, like what they are trying to tell you and what they're doing are two different things, So
Oh,
that's how
well,
that
that's
energy
not a
comes out from the
surprise,
all the
right?
time. And then what happens is I've seen the 16 residences, right? It'll start affecting, go stomach downwards all the time. It'll go stomach to the legs.
Oh, it sounds like that Jabberdoo people are getting.
Yeah, stomach to the legs all the time, right? And so I'm more for a head of a state, like the president of the United States, right? The most powerful man on this earth, right? So he needs a residence that has more sun energy. Like the number one on a home is very powerful, right? So that's why I suggested that you can turn the 6 to a 9, just turn it around, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't see why they couldn't do that. I mean,
Yeah, 1900. If you look at 10 Downing Street, right? Like 10 Downing Street, they come in the
yeah.
door, heads of states, no problem. But this is the energy of this White House, right? And then what also happens in places like this is always, you have to be very careful of cooking because there'll always be fire in the kitchen. When the chefs never burn their hands, you know how it is? That's how it comes.
Okay.
It's very tricky. It's very, it's eerie energy, eerie energy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how it is. So,
Yeah. Well, Transylvania sounds perfect then. So we can also do this with our names.
yes, of course, of course, of course. So what we need to see that just like in your case, right? You have a lot of 16, right? So number 7, of course, you have a lot of that 1 and 6 there already on your, which is very strong. But when we go into your name, right, then we can balance it with more number ones or twos. They'll work very well with you. Your name vibration. If you can do it sometime,
do I need to change my name though, or is my name
no.
good?
We can just, sometimes people don't add a middle initial or you can add a little, you don't want to change the vibration. No, we just do a little alphabetical correction or change, or just to kind of resonate the frequency with your name.
So you can
That's
change that. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
So with my name, Cynthia, do you take each letter and
Yes,
you
yes.
it into a number, kind of
Yes,
like
yes. Yeah, that is, we use the Kelden code, that's what I use. So yeah, so if you look at Cynthia quickly, so we got 3 and 4 and 5 is 9 and 4 is 13 and 5 is 18, 19. Yeah, that's very good. So Cynthia 620. This is a very good name for you.
So I got a 19 too.
Yeah. So see, your name is really good. So your name is in sync. So let me check it one more time. So 3, 4, 9, and 4 is 13, and 5 is 18, 19, and 20. So right, so it's saying moon, right? So now with your 16 and your 20, Cynthia is very good for you. So
wonderful.
Yeah. So this is like, how did this come? You don't know, right? But sometimes what happens is the guides just give it to you.
Well,
right?
what happened was when I was a kid, they actually called me Cindy, right? Like from the Brady Bunch, the little girl with the
That was not
pigtails.
working for you.
It didn't work for me. So when
No.
I turned like 17 or 18, I said, my name is Cynthia. Like I'm going by my full name. And I've never looked back. I've always gone by my full name.
See,
So
because that was your intuition is telling you, right? You
yeah,
had that inner calling, right? And you went with that. See, and you did the right thing. See, that always comes to your first hunch. You never second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Go with your first. You always right. I'm telling you right now.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So I've got a couple more people asking for, do you mind doing that, or would you like
Sure,
to?
yeah, we can. Absolutely, we can answer some questions.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah.
So, and I also did want to ask about pets after that.
Yeah, sure.
So I've got someone who's March 11th, 77.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want her name as well, or just to go off her birthday.
No, we'll just look at her, the number on the house.
Oh, I don't know what the number of her house is.
Okay.
Maybe she can type it in here. But this is Shauna that we're talking about, so that might take a second.
March 11, so she got Mars 2 times. I mean, she got 11's repeating 2 times, which is very strong, you know.
All right, Shauna, you're rocking it, girl.
But again, 7, you know, 7 would be an excellent number for her. You know, we have to see where she lives. But, yeah.
Okay.
But March 11, let me see one more time here. So March 11th, yeah, see, so 7 is coming very strong. So,
okay. So her house number actually has a lot of numbers, but it's 10507.
Okay, 7, so you got a 7, you got 10507.
And the street name is also a number, 134.
So 134.
134A Avenue. I don't know how that works, but
okay.
Yeah.
So 10507, in her case, it'll hold, right? Because she has some 7 years, she has some 1 year Mercury in the middle, right? But what happens in a house like this, she needs to be a little careful, because see, the heavy energy is going to come from the back door. See, that heavy vibe comes from the back door, right? And so what I suggest is if she can use maybe some more number 3, you know why? Because March also has influence of Jupiter, and Jupiter is number 3, which is the largest planet, right?
Yeah.
So if she uses a small number 3 sticker in the end of those numbers, it'll pick it further.
She could put a sticker there, and that's how you can correct for it.
Yeah. Number 3. Yellow or
tell
gold.
me what, because if you have an HOA, the HOA might get pissed.
I know, but they do once in a while, just use the number 3, which is a ruling planet, and just until the HOA pulls it down, right?
Maybe, yeah, right. Well, she could, yeah, that's right. Or can she use a stone to correct for that?
Yeah, she can also wear a yellow sapphire.
I like that. That's a good way to correct.
Yellow sapphire is typically worn, in the right index finger, this finger right here, in gold.
Okay.
Because gold is what represents Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
And so that's good. And she can also wear gold chains. Gold is very good for her. Gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow, that's great advice. I like it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I want to know about puppy dogs.
Yeah, sure. Let's go there.
Because I have one that's actually this is my.
Oh, how cute. That is so cute.
He's just laying right there. He wants to be part of it.
Yeah. That is so cool.
So they're part of my little family.
Okay, absolutely, yeah. So I've talked about the puppy dogs and the numbers on page 82 in my book, right? And so just giving examples of various pets. We talked about the German Shepherd, which has Jupiter energy. The bulldog has more sun energy. Poodles, even a poodle would be good for you.
Well, the type of dog has a specific energy.
Yeah, the name. See, when you say the name.
Well, you know what? This guy. Well, we could have a problem because he's a Shih Tzu.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's similar energies.
And I always go, no wonder they call him Shih Tzus, because he's like the cutest little shit ever.
Yeah. Yeah, but that energy is pretty good for you. Then like the Golden Retriever or the French Bulldog and Doberman and Pit Bull and so what I've on page 83 of my book, right? I've talked about these animals and these dogs and pets and given their numbers. See, like I have a lot of Mars energy. I'm April the 3rd, right? And so my energy is more number 3 and number 9. And so I've had a boxer in the past. I love boxers, and that energy is really makes me very happy. A Doberman, Doberman is number 35, and I had this one time when I was young, right? But it didn't last for long, right? So now when I look back over the years and I've whatever I've researched here and I shared with the world, right? It makes so much sense.
Okay, well, so that's good. So people can look that up in your book too, right?
Yes,
About their pets,
animals, and then see what numbers are kind of vibrating with them, and then accordingly they can.
What did you say about poodles though? Because I actually have a Pomapoo also. So it's a Pomeranian poodle.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good. So that energy, because that energy has more Neptune, that number 7, right?
Yeah.
Number 7 energy is more in flow with you. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So, and but preferably like a lighter color, like an off-white, lighter color.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she is. She's kind of white with a little
Yes.
bit of light tan.
Yes. White. Yes. Yes. That's a good color. That's good.
Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, they definitely make me happy and smile every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Little
protect you
vodka.
too. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
So, yeah, so tell me about like what the benefits are for people to not only read about this and learn about this type of numerology, but to possibly even do a session with you. Then they would get a personalized.
Yeah, exactly. So, Cynthia, this information is it's time tested. It's been there for a long time, and this has been refined over the years as well. So my book, all about numbers, right, is it gives my experience with numbers, with my how I've applied numbers in my life and all the people that I've met over the years, right? So I've not that's how I put it here. So if you read this book, right, there's a lot of information, and you know how it is. You learn a lot, right? You become aware. You start looking around and checking things, right? And so this is not a how-to book. When I say you buy my book and you know everything, well, that will not happen, but you will learn a lot. You will absolutely learn a lot. You'll start looking at numbers from a different perspective, right? Another angle.
Yeah, well, and you have some really good testimonials. You mentioned a couple of a Bollywood actor or actress, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. There are quite a few I know of the Bollywood actresses. Yeah, more actresses actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and some success with a Hollywood actress
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Hollywood actresses as well. Yeah, I have friends there too. So, see,
And
the
what
thing
did
is,
you do for
yeah,
them? Just help them to adjust the way that they spelled their name?
yeah, names, energy, home energy, and all that. And then they have some projects, and they were asking, sometimes they go for auditions and they keep waiting, or maybe not kind of energy, right? Or who they work with, or they're see certain names will work with certain vibrations, certain names, and some people will always bring you luck. Some people can never be lucky for you. You know how it is. You can sense that from the name and all that. So and it's such it's so stressful being in this business, right? I see it all the time, right? They're so always trying to, realize their dreams, right? But then they do understand. I mean, they're very
I don't know. I guess from what people are saying, they could join the Illuminati, and apparently,
yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of that going on right now.
Yes, yeah.
Or maybe more. I suppose that's all been going on, but it's becoming exposed.
Yes.
I wonder if the years have anything to do, like the numbers of years have anything to do with more integrity and more exposure, more truth. Like there's this whole movement of truthers right now trying to get the
Yes.
truth.
Yes.
So
I feel that energy will be more pronounced, and not in 2022, because 2022 is more beauty and Venus and good things and all that stuff, right? But as you enter 2023, then the mystery is going to come in, the mystery, the mystical stuff, right? The unknown, right? Suddenly, things happening, or suddenly you wake up and you're so aware, or, I heard this, and, it's like that. So that is going to be more in 2023.
So do you think that means like more people will awaken to their spiritual
Yes.
self?
Yes. Spiritually, yes. Spiritual awareness, absolutely, yes. But
I was
2020.
kind of hoping that would be happening, like, I mean, now.
Yeah. Time is it's very almost there. You're just
Yeah,
there. You're
yeah.
almost there. Yeah, you're almost there. Yeah. But then there are some months, some months in a year, like say for the month of February, I'll say February or June, July, that energy, right? So it'll spike there, it'll spike there. But over for a year, I think it'll be more into 2023. That's what I feel as per numbers.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not very long from now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's not far at all. Yes, it is. Very close, very close.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share
Uh,
that you think is important right now in
Gemstones. So if you talked about gemstones and everything else, so yeah, there's one thing I wanted to mention is about we do numbers and a whole bunch of stuff, right? But our chakra system, right? In the chakras, we all know about chakras, the inner light switches, right?
Yeah.
Those that energy is also very, very important, right? And numerology, we use relate numbers with chakras as well a little bit, but that energy also has to be balanced. Chakras have to be balanced, and those are balanced traditionally. Yoga is very good to balance chakras. Then there is something called as Rudraksha beets. These are beets that grow on trees in the Himalayas, in the kingdom of Nepal, right? And they are some very genuine beets with high frequency, very high energy beets. I'll give you one example. Say, for example, you having, you want to enhance your creativity, right? Which is the second chakra. So for that chakra, you could wear the number 2 or the number 10 faceted bead, right? It'll open it up, it'll open up the chakra.
That
Or
correspond to the actual number of the chakra?
no, yeah, the second chakra, which
Yeah.
is creativity, and if that is blocked, right, you won't
Yeah.
expand. But to
Right.
improve that, there are certain beads, these are natural beads that grow on trees, and they are called Rudraksha beads, and they come from the kingdom of Nepal, right? And they grow in the mountains there, very high frequency beads, right? And they count the beads. It's like a fruit, and the fruit, once they open it up, it comes in, it's like a bead, and those beads have those, little lines around them. So that's
Are
how
those the little, they're like kind of bumpy?
yeah. I'm sure you must have seen them around, right? But
Yeah.
then, yeah, they are. So there are a lot of fake ones too, by the way. There are a lot of made are manufactured in China, but not those ones.
Oh, yeah.
Authentic, yeah, the authentic ones are very good. Are very good. So those could be used to balance the chakras, inner light. Or say, for example, you're just struggling with your business for that matter, right? So what happens is, they say is that money is the root chakra, is the tree, right? So money comes to the root chakra. It goes up like that. So like I mentioned for you earlier, with your date of birth, cat's eye. Why I said cat's eye is, go straight to the root chakra. It'll open it up, and it'll open up the mystery in your case, your numbers. But if I have to open up my root chakra, I have to wear a red coral, because my
Okay.
energy is different. So cat's eye and red coral both work on the root chakra, but I cannot wear the cat's eye. You can. We have,
Yeah.
different energies. See
Okay.
how it goes? So it's like that. So these are ways to also, change, shift the chakra energy constantly.
Yeah.
Change it, shift it, improve it, pick it up.
I had this like spontaneous Kundalini rising, where like, I don't know if all my chakras just
Open up.
exploded open or what
Yeah.
happened. All I know is like the next day, I used to be totally addicted to Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
And I would drink an entire 12 pack of Diet Coke every day. The first thing I would do in the morning is go to the refrigerator, and crack open a Diet Coke.
Mm.
And I would drink a whole, like,
Ooh.
like a Diet Coke on my way to work. I would go get it filled up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was very addicted. Anyway, that morning I woke up and I was disgusted by the Diet Coke. Like, I didn't even want a Diet Coke. I just kept like thinking, I need water. I need water.
It shifted. Your chakras, your inner light, the inner light shifted,
Yeah.
See? Yeah. So that's what you're trying to do, to tell people that the inner chakras, the inner light is very important, So you have to look inside, like they say, to find something outside, you can't find it with open eyes. You have to close your eyes and then look for it outside, right?
Well, and so that's really, all of this is very beneficial, and it's helpful to have these tools. And especially right now with, it's kind of interesting to observe the things that are going on in the world, but it's more important to stay focused internally and get connected to our inner being. And like you said, maybe that's not going to happen for most people until 2023, I guess. But
yes, that's what I feel.
Yeah, because it just seems like so many people are so distracted, and even in the truther community, like, bizarre stuff is happening. There's infighting. It's kind of hard to figure out who's considered deep state, who's considered a white hat.
Exactly. It's very confusing, right?
And so I think it's important to not get too caught up in that.
Yes. Yes.
and stay connected to your own inner being,
Yes.
keep, whether that means keeping your chakras balanced or your connection to God, and really following your own inner truth.
Absolutely right. I agree with you totally. That is it.
So,
Yes, I agree with you totally. That's
so,
wonderful.
so it's fun. I was in this spiritualist church probably about 10-15 years ago now. And I'll spare the whole story, but the short version is this woman came up to me after telling a series of people, oh, you're going to get a new car, and oh, don't worry, your foot's going to be healed. And she came up to me and she stopped and she paused like a good 60 seconds. And it was just bizarre because I'm like, well, what? Like, everybody else is getting these wonderful things, and she just stops at me and she's like, yeah, you're going to be part of the first wave.
Whoa.
Yeah. And my whole body got, I just got goosebumps all over my body. I didn't know what she was talking about, but my being knew. And I think that that's part of like what's happening now. We see people that are already awake or that are awakening, and perhaps we're going to be here to help and assist those that in the coming years start to awaken too. So
yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Well, this has been super fun.
Oh, excellent. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
I definitely want to encourage people to go to check out your website. It's just your name, right? www.jessekalsi.com.
That is correct. Yes.
To schedule an appointment and get your personalized numbers done so that you can be the most powerful, joyful, abundant version of yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Cool. Well, thanks again. Would you anything else you'd like to share? I think.
Yeah, no, it's just been. I'm so grateful. I was so excited. I'm so grateful to God that I had the opportunity to be with you today and, share whatever little I know in my past life and with my past experience, right? And I absolutely feel that this book, you will give you a lot of information, right? It'll awaken you up, like you said, right? It's another, small perspective to kind of open you up and make you think more, what is this and how did I, not know that, right? So it would definitely help you improve and be a better person and be more successful.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to get some cat's eye today.
Yeah, please do. All right. Good luck to you.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.